Hi, welcome to What the Flick. My name is Christy. That is Alonzo. That is Matt. We're talking about a movie called The Dressmaker, this Australian Western / drama / comedy / costume design parade, starring Kate Winslet and a Hemsworth. Who wants to describe it? Matt, tell us.
Yes. So Kate Winslet comes back to a tiny town in Australia, near the outback, in the outback, around the outback. She's been gone for decades. She comes back. She's high fashion. Nobody in town is happy to see her, and she may or may not have murdered someone in her past. Let's watch a clip.
Myrtle Dunnage. You grew up.
You got old.
Myrtle Dunnage is back.
Haven't seen her since she was a kid. Wonder how she turned out.
How's my mother?
Molly doesn't get out much.
I don't know why you've come to this hole. Who lives at Mad Molly's now?
She's back. The murderess is back.
This is a really weird combination of stuff, and I admire the ambition, and I admire, for the most part, the execution of how they went between all these different kinds of genres and shifted tone. Because there's a weird, funny, dark streak to it, but it's also a legitimate murder mystery. It's also just like
and
this.
It kept going in places where every time I thought I kind of knew where the movie was going, it would go take a right turn, and I liked that.
For the most part, I liked it too.
Did that legitimately.
Yeah.
I was watching it on a screener, and this thing happens, and I thought, oh well, the movie's over. And I looked at there's a half an hour to go.
Yeah.
What else is going to happen here?
Yeah, that was a surprising thing. I too questioned that.
Yeah, and that's not necessarily a bad thing, but yeah, it definitely kind of keeps you on your toes. This is directed by Jocelyn Moorhouse, who has not made a film in a while. It's nice to have her back. She in the States, she made How to Make an American Quilt and 1,000 Acres, but she started her career in Australia with this really cool movie called Proof, which was one of the first films to star Hugo Weaving, who turns up in this, and Russell Crowe, actually.
Oh, yes. So the clothes are amazing, and that's sort of part of the fun, is that she's this fashion designer, and she gets revenge on the people who wronged her and exiled her through clothing. And it's about just the provincialism of small town life and the judginess of the catty women, and Kate Winslet is so cool and so calm, and I really loved her in this. Like she does it in a very subtle way, just her presence, just how she shows up and wears a dress.
There.
She can wear a dress. She can wear a dress.
Hell yeah.
And the chemistry with her and Judy Davis as her mom seems
so good.
And it seems like it's going to be kind of uncomfortably wacky, like they're going to play her mental illness for wacky laughs, but that deepens and becomes richer as it goes along throughout the film.
And you think at some point this is going to be one of those chocolat movies where like the stranger comes to town and teaches everyone to like enjoy pleasure or whatever.
Right, or kinky boots.
Or what, there's a million of them. And it doesn't go there at all.
It's not
it does a lot
Don't you admire that too, though?
I do. There's a lot that I like about this movie, and I love a lot of, like you said, the intent and the ideas and the ambition about it. I don't know that it all plays, just because there are certain Australian movies where, and this just may be one of those, they always talk about how comedy is the hardest genre to import because different parts of the world have different senses of humor. There's a broadness to Australian comedy that can work. Like Moorhouse's husband, P.J. Hogan, made Muriel's Wedding. There's times in this one where I was like, dial it back.
With like the townsfolk?
Yeah, there's sometimes it just gets a little out there for me, and I think it to the film's detriment. And I think that it doesn't always have it can't quite carry, its eyes are bigger than its stomach, like it's got bigger ambitions than it knows how to pull off.
But I like that about it.
Sure, it's better than having no ambitions.
It worked enough for me in its originality, in its strangeness. I guess it's based on a book.
It's based on a book. The broadness and kind of like the gags that it goes for, I think in a different movie I would have had more of a problem with. But I think that in this film, it serves to keep you off balance in a way that really worked well for me. It's, early on in the film, you're expecting something like chocolat, and she comes in and she turns everybody's lives around with the way they dress, and you've got this character, the Hugo Weaving Constable character is this great character, one of the first moments, and you're kind of in for something, or you think you're in for something goofy, because he sees Kate Winslet and says something like, Dior. And she says, well, it's inspired by Dior. It's my own design. And that immediately tells you like, okay, there's something.
This is not your usual small town
It's not your usual, and there's something a little crazy. And then it uses that again to kind of fake us out, I think, because there's actually deeper drama at play here. And I like that it kept me off balance. You know, and it takes these turns you don't expect. To me, like the mystery was a little. Wasn't quite all there.
Is that the MacGuffin though? Is that not necessarily what matters as much as like the sense of closure that she hopefully achieves, perhaps? I don't know, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, I did like that sense of closure. I like this a lot. I like this a lot. It's not completely there for me. There's a couple of missteps I think it does, but for the most part, there's a lot more good than bad here.
Yeah, I would say it is more fun than it is not fun, and I think people, if it sounds like something that you would want to see, you probably do.
Also, you might get distracted doing math in your head, like Matt and I were when we watched The Dressmaker, but the age difference between Kate Winslet and name that Hemsworth.
Liam.
Yes.
But you know what?
I thought it was Chris Hemsworth the whole time.
Ah.
I'm like, well, he's Thor, but he's really like slimmed down from his Thor shape.
Here's the
I'm
thing.
such a dumbass.
But you know what? We watch so many aging male stars like have their wives played by whoever the current crop of ingenue is. So like Michael Douglas or Tom Hanks, whoever gets hits their 60s and 70s, and the women stay in their 30s. So if we get a movie where Kate Winslet is the cougar, let it.
No, I'm fine. Trust me, I'm fine with her being with a Hemsworth. I was like doing math in my head.
Wrong Hemsworth.
It was the younger Hemsworth, the Miley Hemsworth. So what is your number? I'm giving it a 7.8. It's fun and strange.
What did I say?
You said 5.5.
I'll go 6. I'll say I'll do it. I'll say 6. Go ahead.
What did I say? 8? Yeah,
You
8. I like this a lot.
8.
I also kind of want to see a whole movie with the Hugo Weaving character. That might be too much, but I would want to see a whole movie with that.
Yeah,
character.
he's got stories to tell. So it's a 7.6 from us.
Yes, and it's only at 55%,
Yeah,
huh?
a little
It is.
low.
I mean, it's not to all tastes, I will say. But I think that if you want to see a movie where Kate Winslet disrupts an entire footy game just by standing on the sidelines in a tight red dress, this is your movie.
Bye.